So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the marketer now, and there are similarities between marketing and networking, and the similarities is it does take a little bit longer to start building those checks up with both, right? It's all about paying it forward in both of these categories. So the agent that really enjoys this piece knows that it takes a little bit longer to build. So let me explain. In the marketing, the first thing you should be doing is measuring your time and or money, and there's got to be a return on your investment of both, right? Let me explain. If you're spending way too much time building your brand with marketing on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or WeChat, then you're going to go broke. Let's just be real. You're going to go broke because you're not going to generate enough leads. Because why does a consumer use you, right? They know, like, and trust what you're doing. You're providing a service. So if they know, like, and trust, they have to know you've been active in the marketplace, and they also have to get to know you a little bit more. So let's figure out, number one, how you can build it using social media, right? It's consistently every day building that brand, getting people to know who you are, not necessarily know what you do, but know who you are as a person, and be completely transparent, right? But again, that takes time because, for those that are just posting up listings all the time, that's not necessarily the best way to generate your business unless there's a way in which the consumer knows, likes, and trusts you through your social media platforms. And then afterwards, once they know, like, and trust, then there's the call to action. Whereas you have an IDX site like whether it's Boomtown or Booge or whatever company CRM that you might be using, something that says, hey, I'm interested in working with Michael Napolitano, and where do I click to kind of find out more information about what he provides, right? Remember, guys, social media was built to be distracted. So if you're trying to build the funnel just in social media, okay, you're doing it wrong. It has to be a place where they go into your sandbox, and typically it's a CRM that has listings available for the customers to see, and then they click on a button to reach out to you, right? Because if you're putting marketing pieces out there on these free social media platforms and you're pushing them to a website like Zillow, like Realtor.com, that's not your sandbox. That's where companies like that will wind up selling the data to someone else, and you have to pay for it. So that's just my quick nugget on that in terms of free brand building for yourself. Now, the marketer also knows that when it comes to the hard costs, right, sending whether it's door hangers or flyers out to people's houses, they're measuring their money. And let me explain that. If I spend $1,000 on a marketing campaign, I must, number one, know who I'm sending it to, right? So if you're just going to do just throw it out there, spend the money and just throw it out there, yes, you may get lucky round one, round two, but you want to be able to measure long-term what your return on investment is. So let me explain. If you're going to do a just sold campaign and you're going to mail it out to 1,000 people in a certain area, okay, first thing I would say is this. Number one, look at the list. Look at the list. If you're going to mail to 1,000 people, well, what's the average American? When do they move? 5, 7 years, right? So if they're moving every 5 to 7 years, let me ask you a question. Why would you mail to someone that just bought the house from 0 to 5 years? And I get it. You're trying to be the neighborhood expert. Okay, guys, we're in the transaction business. You got to go out there fishing and looking for transactions. So it will cost you more money. Customer acquisition costs, the real customer acquisition cost will cost you more in the long run by mailing to these folks. I hope you got that. The customer acquisition cost will take longer because statistically they're probably not going to sell in the first 0 to 5 years. Okay, so I'd focus on the fish that might be interested in selling, more statistically likely to sell. Okay, that's my advice when it comes to marketing to just solds, just listed in a particular area when it comes to marketing. So also sample size. So first you want to start out, let's say with 500 or 1,000. Okay, in my opinion, for an agent just getting started, 10,000 is just way too much. Okay, because here's why. They see the message once. Marketers know it's very impression based. It's very impression based. It's not about you telling them how to mow the lawn, how to prepare the house, because ultimately you've got about 3 seconds or less, right? As soon as they get the postcard, we all do this. Postcard comes in the mail, oh my gosh, it's junk, you throw it out. Maybe not even 3 seconds. Okay, so it's impression based. And I get it, you're supposed to send items of value to people's house, but personally, I haven't received something free to my house that's an item of value. So when it's junk mail, I look at it, I throw it out. I look at it, I throw it out, right? And believe me, I'm mindful of the environment, but that's just exactly what goes on. So the marketer knows this. The marketer knows that they have to be more impression-based. The more time someone can see your impression, the more likely by the time whether you call them or when they're ready, raise their hand, they'll call you. Okay, also the marketer knows there has to be a call to action, right? I know a lot of times people put the, hey, call me today for the free market analysis, like said 100,000 or possibly a million agents, right? Why are there no landing pages? Why is there not something where the consumer today, okay, tries before they buys? Okay, yes, and I get it. Sometimes we've been lucky. Some agents might have been lucky and people are calling off of the postcard that says, call me today. But why don't we create a landing page that when the consumer sees, hey, call me for a free market analysis, they wind up going to a page in which they can see some information, whether about you or your company, or something of value to them. Okay, the marketer knows this. Okay, the market is extremely focused. So not everybody's excited about this, and I understand. I just wanted to make sure to break down all 4 types. And for those that are interested in each one of those, they pick one first and play to their strengths. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Look forward to doing the next 2 videos over the next couple of days. Thanks.